This time I got a Pioneer CLD V840 laser karaoke machine. Brought in from a client. Says the drawer won't open or close. Now this could be a real simple one. It could be something as simple as a belt. Or it could be something a little bit more involved. What started fairly simple turned into a much more involved job when I had to start figuring out what the last guy that worked on it did to it. This time I have a Pioneer CLD V840. This is a karaoke machine. It was brought to me for service. They're saying it won't open before I plug it in. We'll get the top off and observe what's going on. Screen says open, but it's not attempting to open. I do have a blue screen on the TV and it'll say open and close as I press the button, but I don't hear any motors attempting to start. The power's off. It says close on the screen. But nothing's opening when I press open. So, do we have a belt problem on this? I don't hear the motor even attempting to start though, so. Disc is clamped. Power's on, so no, it's not a power supply problem. There's a transport screw that goes in the back here that activates a switch. The transport screw is obviously not in it, but when the transport screw is put in it, there's a little switch that gets activated back here, which will prevent it from opening or prevent it from trying to open when the transport screw is in. I'm going to remove the front panel. Just want to inspect in behind the front panel on this one. So there's a couple screws on the top and I think on the bottom that have to come out. I don't know if the front panel will pull off this one easy or not, but I want to look at the loading motor, make sure that the loading belt hasn't wound its way around the pulley. Okay, that should lift open. If I lift it off the bench, it should open right up. Like that. Just want to take a look at the loading motor. Oh, gotta undo this wires here. Give myself some slack. Okay, belt's not broken. But no attempt of the loading motor to turn. When I try to raise it manually by turning the loading motor, the disc tray is not coming up straight. It's coming up like this. The side's not lifting. So we'll just take apart the mechanism and see why it's doing it. Something's not quite right. Okay, now it's going to eject the tray.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
What is an earring doing sitting inside the power supply? The fact that there was a metal earring sitting in the power supply is gotta have me check in the power supply to see if something's blown. We may have a blown power supply on this one. Actually, this looks very similar to mine that I just fixed recently. And I had a blown power supply. I had a capacitor in the startup circuit. But this one's turning on, it's just not running, so maybe a fuse or something's blown in here. Gonna remove this cover. To access the fuses. See if the fuses are popped. We have two little fuses here. That one's good. That one appears to be open. Well, that might explain why this is not working. Let's remove it. Hopefully I didn't break the wires off below the board. I don't really want to pull the board if I don't have to. They seem to be still intact. Okay, let's see what I can find to replace this fuse. Looks like it's a 0.6 amp. Well, you know, I have one. It's a 630 milliamp. It's called an NT1 fuse. So there's the new one. So let's put this one into the set and try to solder it back in place without damaging anything. Set it back in here. I'm just going to put it down between the pins and try to heat them up and stick them down. And then we'll see whether this thing comes to life. It should, unless there's other damage, it should start up, hopefully. Okay, see if I can get this to stick. Okay, that part's done. I'll put the top bracket back on. Okay, before I put the top bracket on, I'll put this cover back in place. It covers up the power supply. And then we'll drop the top. This has to be like that, and a couple of screws to hold that in place. I think it's actually these screws. Maybe not. What am I using here? Yeah, there were these smaller screws. Now when I power this unit up, providing that there's nothing else that's broken, it should close the disc tray. As I say, providing that there's nothing else wrong with it. I'll get to it on. That part worked. All right, let me see if I can put the front panel back on, and then we'll see whether anything happens. Got to latch it in place. Well, it doesn't appear to want to open. Oh, wait a minute. I don't have my front cover in place properly, that's why. Close. Okay, just gotta get this latch in place for the front door. It opens it. It's That's looking a little better. Let's throw some screws in the front panel and see if it works. Okay, it's on CD direct, so it only opens up part way. I'm going to put an audio CD in and see whether it will play it. Not playing. It appears that there's more problems than this. I'll try a non-CD. I'll try a Laserdisc. Okay, well, we know there's more than one problem, but I've got the open and closing part working. Obviously, that short that was caused on the power supply has done more damage than it appeared initially. I'm going to remove the top disc clamp once more. This time I'll just take out the 4 screws that hold it in place as opposed to the entire bracket, so I don't need to take the front panel off now. I don't think the problem's going to be there. I think the problem on this one is going to be a power supply issue, just due to the fact that there was a short circuit on it and one of the fuses was already found blown. So I would imagine that we're probably going to find other damage on the power supply. I don't see the laser even attempting to focus when I was watching it. I didn't see it. I didn't see the sled attempt to move. Normally the laser would scoot up and scoot back, and it would start to spin up the disc, but I didn't see any movement whatsoever of the pickup. Something tells me the alignment is not quite right on this. I think this is supposed to be over further. Let's just see if I can move this over. I'm going to pop the E-clip off the top here. Where'd it go? It shot off somewhere. I got to find a missing E-clip, commonly known as a Jesus clip. Because I think that's supposed to be which way it goes. I have to take a look at that and see which way that goes, but I think that E-clip came off and it went somewhere. I gotta find it. What, I don't know. Okay, that's down. This is what brings up the tilt on this. It activates switches too as it moves. Okay, the clip's back on. I verified that this is in the correct position. I think so. Pretty sure it is. Just gonna double check that it's in the slot that rides in. Yeah, that's riding in the correct slot on that cam. So let's just see whether it does anything different when I plug it in now. If I put a disc in, will it spin up the disc? Alright, we still got a problem with this unit because this optical pickup is not moving. Like, it should be returning to the home position, but it's like there's no power. So he still must have some power problem. All the voltages are leaving the power supply. All the ICPs are good. The fuses are good. I've got my voltages leaving the power supply, but we have another problem. The optical pickup's not moving whatsoever. It's not attempting to focus. It's not returning to its home position. So this is going to require a little bit more research. And I thought it was going to be an easy one. But you know, when you have something metal that's been dropped inside the machine, causing a short circuit, you don't know what damage could have been done. Looks like all the ICPs that are on the power supply are good. I wonder if there's any more on the other side of the board. I guess I'll have to do a little more of a deep dive on this one. False alarm, my 5 volts is here. As you can see, it was just one of my probes had come loose on the bottom of the meter. I was wondering, why am I not getting any readings? Well, that would explain why. Getting excited there. I thought maybe it was going to be something simple, but it's not looking that way. I may have to dig up a manual for this one and just start troubleshooting. Get a look under this board here. I'm just going to pull the screws that hold the board in place, and then I will flip the board up. I just want to see what's under this board. See if there's any protectors. If not, I'm going to go dig up a manual and then spend some more time on this once I've got a service manual handy. What do we got down here on this board? I think this is all just to do with video, and the video appears to be working as I've got a blue screen with on-screen graphics, so I think that part's all okay. Where we have a problem is in the laser pickup not moving. And another thing I don't know is, was someone else working on this? Could somebody have done something, disconnected something? I don't know the history of this unit. Just got a call from a fellow that said his daughter had a Laserdisc player, and I guess he saw my YouTube channel and wondered if I could take a look at it. So don't really know much about it other than it wouldn't open. Well, it's opening fine now. It's just not reading any discs, so I don't know whether someone else has done something or whether it could even be a mechanical problem still. It could be that the disc tray is not going in properly. Looks to be, I mean, it looks like it's going down straight. See, when I push the open button, it's like it's trying to time out, like it's going to time out before it'll open. It won't open yet. If I wait and now I push the open button again, it will open. Do you see what I see? Remember I said you never know if someone else has been into something? Take a look at this. It's not plugged in. Well, that would certainly explain why the pickup's not working. Let's try it now. I'll put the disc tray or the disc clamp back on and see whether anything works. How's that saying go? Shop charges. 75 bucks an hour. $100 an hour if you watch. $200 an hour if you help. Alright, let's load a CD up. See whether this thing will do anything different this time. And close. Where's close on this thing? There we go. Okay, well, that definitely, oh, still not in. What the hell? Okay, I think this is where our fault is on this, is when someone's taken that out before and they put it back in, or they thought they put it in and it wasn't clipped in place. Because like if I pushed it in like that and closed the gate down, you would think it's locked, right? It's not. It's not all the way in. I gotta get this thing all the way in there so that it'll lock in place and not pull free. Come on. Get the hell in there. All the way in. There, that's a little better. Whether it's making a connection now or not, I don't know, but we'll find out pretty quick. Oh, look, it's spinning. Compact disc. Play. I think I fixed it. Let's try a laser disc. Okay, side one. Play. It says Laserdisc. There it goes. It's a Sony. My Sony demo disc. This is an auto reverse player, so we'll flip the disc here. But this is working. I've just made another happy Laserdisc user. Okay, let's flip this to side number 2. This is the A side, so this is CAV. Will this thing give me a freeze frame or go blue screen? Of course it's blue screen because, you know, it's CAV and it should give a freeze frame, but like most of these players, it only does it with the remote. My Sony will do it though. I like my little Sony one. Okay, let's see what happens when I flip to side B. And side B is playing. Same thing on side B, but this is the CLD version. But yeah, it's working great. It's got a great picture. No adjustments necessary. This thing is tracking perfectly. Jeez, I'm bleeding. I'm looking on my bench. Was that blood? I sliced my finger on this thing. It's sharp as a knife. Of course, no pause on that as well, right? Because it's CLV. But it's working, and we saw it play a CD, and it's playing a Laserdisc. I think we can flip this back to side A and just watch the machine go through the motions. Not a fast one like that Sony, which reversed really quick. And there's side A playing. And I think if I hit one of the direct access buttons, it's a karaoke machine, but if I hit like chapter 2, it should go right to chapter 2, chapter 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kirk Whalen.
Watch Kirk Whalen. That's about all I can show of that. Oh, there is a chapter 7 on this. I think there isn't. There's only like 6 chapters. Chapter 7 is just like black. Chapter 6, air show. If we go to 7, that's the end, I think, of it. It'll just pause. Anyway, this machine is fixed. So, I believe in morals. And the moral to this story is, if you want your electronics to not blow up, don't drop metal pieces and jewelry inside. Thanks for watching.